Colour Mutate. So we've got a commander that is 5 colours because it's got the 5 colours in the text. Okay. We've got mutate cards. If you don't know what mutate does, Google it, but it says it up there. So you can cast creatures on other non-human creatures. The other creatures don't have to have mutate either. So I can put this on things like this Leyline Prowler, which has lifelink and death touch. That's fine. So it makes things better. Hydroid Krasis, so that enters battlefield with 1 counters, but still a 0/0. So if we mutate something on things that isn't a 0/0 or is bigger, it has that plus the counters, so things get really big. It's really good. Then we've got Ramp, like Nikki of the Old Ways. We don't have many non-creature spells in here, so the fact that it says that, we don't really care. But it doubles our mana production, which is really good. Big effective board wipes like Casualties of War, destroys 1 of everything. Very diverse format, so there tends to be, you're not hard hit by missing things. There tends to be 1 of everything, which is pretty good. We've got other big spells like Iwi Ultimatum, which is great in a format where you can't have a duplicate of any of the cards. So yeah, it's just a big creature deck, is basically all it is. But obviously if you have any questions as we go, that's absolutely fine. In terms of a land base, a lot of dual lands, just to get us there, because we're in the 5 colour deck, we're going to get where. But we do have 1 of each basic land, plus a few extra forests for our ramp pieces. The reason I have 1 of each is because we do have Fabled Passage, and we do have Assassin's Trophy, which I don't have to show, but basically, if I ever need to find a basic land, I can at least choose which one I have. If it's not there to pick up, I've already got it, kind of thing. That's my theory behind it. So yeah, Wolfwraith, I totally didn't acknowledge it. Reminds me of what they did back in Theros. Was it called Exalt or something then? Yeah, it's very close to Bestow, which is where you can cast an enchantment creature spell that has Bestow for its Bestow cost, and then it attaches to the creature as an aura. In this, it's just 1 soul being, though you can't split them once they've mutated. But if you kill them, they both go to the relevant places, all that stuff. You'll see as I go, because obviously we're going to be mutating a fair bit with this deck. Yeah, that is the deck, so let's get right on into it. Thank you, Jane, for spotting the wheel not being there. God knows how long that would have gone on for. I knew I was going to do it at some point, so... If anything's too loud or too quiet, let me know. Okay, so we've got some weaker mutate stuff here. Got some land, so I'll keep this. We're going against Nethroi, which is another mutate deck. So you know, fun. So we still don't have anything to cast yet, so I'm gonna get this out top. These are really good because the tap for 1 of 3 colours, which is pretty strong in a 5 colour deck. Right, so now we can cast stuff. So sometimes the mutate cost is higher than the other cost, sometimes it's the other way around. And that's obviously, it's a way of the card telling you how you want to play it. So I'm going to cast this one first. So you get to choose. Obviously I don't have enough mana for this anyway, and I don't have a creature, so I'll cast it for a normal cost. Right, okay. So we've got cards that help us, so whenever creature you control mutates, put 1/1 counter on that creature and it gains 2 life. So I'm going to do this first, just to get some value off. Then I'm going to cast this with mutate cost. Mutate cost is only 2. So I'm going to mutate onto this. I choose which one goes on top. This is a 2/4 as opposed to a 2/3, so I'll make it go on top. Mutate triggers happen, and there we go. So it's primarily a parcel beast, but it has the text box of everything under it. Sticking with that. Is it the symbiote or is it my cat? Haha, made him sneeze. Oh, okay. Right then. So he didn't mutate, he didn't have anything to destroy, I guess, but still can't double block that and kill it, so that's fine by us. So this has the very standard thing of be careful not to put all your eggs in one basket. So I could mutate onto this and it would get massive, but I'm not entirely sure it's actually what we want to do, because if you make it really big, it can be kill 1 kill spell and then you're just ruined anyway. So I think I might leave that as it is, but then mutate this onto this one, because it's a non-human, so we can do it under it. Excuse me. I don't know what you can actually do in response. I don't know why it's weird. Okay. Nope, no idea. We'll wait, it's fine. I honestly don't understand why it's even given him priority. If he's got nothing to do, you shouldn't really ask him, shouldn't skip. It's out of timers now, so. Well, the activate ability still costs 1 to do, and he's got no mana. So. I don't know. Either way. So at this point I'm kind of thinking just maybe just race him out, because he's gonna, if he is playing at least, he's gonna have the same premise as me where his creatures is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So if I can get in as soon as possible with my creatures, then if I can't get through I can maybe start using Parcel Beast's ability to look at the top card. So obviously it's a 5/7, so ideally I'd like to use it while I can for the power. It should, I think, when you've got 0 and it cuts you out for the second time, I think it just automatically concedes you. Okay, if it doesn't, that's fine. Ooh, Casualties of War. Do we have the mana for this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 green. Yeah, let's just... So land, creature, artifact. Choose the lower creature, and we'll take his forests away, because forests primarily lead to rampant, which we want to get rid of. I think Compower Chen's very much not in this game, but you know, we'll see. Ah, this is fun. I love just waiting around for people and not doing anything. There we go. Maybe 3 strikes then. And we won! Yay! First game won. Just go straight back in. If Zombie Girl's there, just generate some conversation. Zombie Girl, have you worked out what the Sunday stream's going to be yet? Because I am so excited for it. So excited for it. It's bad for colours just because this does nothing, but we do get Rhythm of the Wilds, which is just straight value. I'm going to risk it with the intention that I might lose. Start. Ooh, that's a nice draw. Have we not spoke about this? That's absolutely fine. I'm pretty sure every stream someone's asked me about Resident Evil 3, and that is absolutely fine. Like, I almost considered putting out a video, a separate video just of my review. Then I realised no, because it's quite just fun talking about it. Resident Evil 3 remake, one of my favourites. Absolutely loved it. However, it is very much way too short, and that's a damn shame. When you compare it to Resident Evil 2 remake, which had like 4 base scenarios, then you had all the 4th Survivor stuff with like Tofu and everything, and then they've brought out free DLC with costumes and all this stuff. Like, by comparison, they're charging the same price. Obviously, they bundled in Project Resistance, but the only reason they bundled in Project Resistance is because in the beta, no one really liked it. There was lots of things wrong with it, and nobody was happy. So, what do you expect? So yeah, I mean, obviously, there's loads of chance for them to release some cool free DLC, which either adds more to it, maybe like brings back the Mercenaries mode, like the old Mad Jackal one. Just something like that is all it needs to maybe get there. I need a black mana. Also, can I step back in terms of graphics and items improved, but all the animations. Ah, you know what? There's a thing that reminds me. Another thing that I don't get why they did it on Resident Evil 3 remake, but was fine in Resident Evil 2 remake. Now this is niche as feck, but it kind of relates to what you're saying. Absolutely agree with time constraints. That is the main problem with that, and it sucks. I think that's the main problem. I think there maybe was ideas to go into it, but they just stopped, and it's a damn shame. Which is why I think they could release more. Just think they could. yes, the point I was getting at. In RE2 Remake, right? Now bear with me here, because this is convoluted as fact. This is something that I noticed and really got on my nerves. You can... You unlock the models in the game, right? You unlock models just by doing stuff, by unlocking stuff as you go. That's fine. In Resident Evil 2 Remake, there's a button for preview where it previews like one of their animations. That's cool. They took it out of Resident Evil 3, and I have no idea why. So you've got these cool models of like Nemesis and all the other types of Nemesis and all that stuff. Nah, you can't view like animations and stuff though, because we took that out of this one. It's probably more a case of, oh sorry, we just didn't have time to put it in. But I mean, come on, like... And that's what I think comes into it. It's like I say, all the animations and zombie effects were a step back, and I think that's kind of like an identifier, without having to play the entire game. Is like, look, unfortunately, we couldn't even give you the preview animations in your models. Never mind actually make them great. So, yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Oh, I loved seeing that. I got told, well no, I didn't get told, I saw on someone else's stream that it's because they were trying to, they think it's because of the whole releasing console at the same time as PC. They think they just did the full thing under like a console port. Essentially a PC has a console port of the game. I think that was the explanation for it, which kind of makes sense. But yeah, I've definitely seen that, and it's just weird. The other thing is like, spoilers for Resident Evil 3 Remake if you haven't played it, but in the hospital when you're just like almost like a tower defense bit, because there's too many zombies on screen, they just blow up instead. It's like, oh okay. Oh excuse me, oh gas. Then there are no more zombies on screen. Yeah, exactly. It generally didn't make sense to me, but the more you delve into the game, the more it just feels rushed, and that makes me sad, because it had the potential to be my favourite Resident Evil ever. But I mean, I've seen your post, I know you've 100% of it. I'm not like... This is going to sound super coming from me, but I'm not massive at 100% in games, because I'm not great at the high difficulties. I just enjoy the games. But even on this, because they took the S pluses out as well, like, the game can be 100%ed in about 5 runs, if that. This didn't really make sense to me. I didn't know it was the official reason, but it's very obvious when you look at it. Like, I don't get why they couldn't just leave it at, oh, well, Resident Evil 4, the thing is though, how's that going to work? Because obviously, in Resident Evil 4, the whole point is the Plagas is a completely separate virus that they found in fossils and excavated from there and then did research on it. So it doesn't really make sense to me that the purposely trying to tie it all together. I'd rather them tie Code Veronica in a bit more, with it being the T Veronica virus. That's at least still in line with what we're doing, rather than having to rewrite 4 to why we did. I'm so scared for Resident Evil 4, man. Like, Code Veronica is in a much more state of needing a remake. I think 4 still stands up compared to other stuff. I don't think it needs a reboot. And some people just don't like 4 as much, so why would you give it... Why would you reboot the one that only like 50% of the fan base likes? I've lost this game by the way, so, you know, that's fine. Can I even win this? But Capcom will be Capcom. Another good point I heard was so like with Resident Evil 3 remake, when you actually delve into it, there's no fan service whatsoever. It was just remade to look like to like appeal to like new people. Just a bit of a shame. What am I trying to do here? How much more do I have left after that? 1, 2, 3, 5. So we'll cast this just so we have something. Give it a 1-1 before now. We'll see if we survive this turn. Right, we'll survive this turn, but it's not going to be pretty. What, like Raccoon City Chronicles? That'd be pretty good. I'd be down for that. That's the issue. They always seem to be looking. It sounds good, but they just keep looking forward, and that sounds like a good thing. But when it's like, what am I trying to do here? I'll put it on this one. Oh, it's a human. Because you're looking forward, and by that I mean they're looking at getting new people into the franchise rather than rewarding old people. Which, you know, a bit of a shame. That's the whole thing. That's why, even though Resident Evil 3 came out way too early, that's why it could come out so fast, because it had loads of assets from Resident Evil 2 to just put straight into Resident Evil 3. But it just didn't help. It didn't help anything. I'd say, so I'm referencing Bokpa Soup, who's a very big like horror streamer. He does all the Resident Evils and stuff. And he's if you ever want a like really in-depth thing about the analysis of it, he's really good. He's really fair and all that stuff. It's really good. It's really good to listen to him. So a lot of what I say comes from him because I agree with a lot of what he says. And yeah, it's like Resident Evil. Yeah, he's so good. I love Bokpa Soup. The other thing that he points out is like Resident Evil 2 remake. Obviously, it was one of the first remakes to come out. So it's like, oh, like treading light ground. Like essentially, they were just feeling it all up, making sure it was okay. So they kept it really close to the original. And I think that's just what made it feel like fan service. Is that they're just trying to keep it close to the game. Whereas really, they actually just were like, oh well, everybody loves this so much, we'll just play it safe and stick with that and hope the new people like it. And I think because that did so well, they're like, right, let's just completely rewrite 3 then. We'll keep some of the stuff in, but we'll take most of it out and just give it new life. And think, oh, no. Come on. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm terrified for 4. Imagine if 4 is just completely different. Well, obviously, because a lot of it is rumours at the minute. And I don't listen to rumours. Rather than speculating all over the place, I would much rather just sit and wait for the thing to come out, or wait for an official trailer, or an official release from Capcom, or whatever. I would rather do that than listen to all these rumours and get terrified or whatever. But from what I've heard, something like it's going to be more of a supernatural game. It's going to have werewolves in it, and I'm like, all right, sure. I was left very underwhelmed with 7 in terms of the story. Like, I was intrigued by Chris at the end. Then they released the Not a Hero DLC, and it was like, oh yeah, it's Blue Umbrella, it's a good umbrella. Chris still doesn't trust them, that at least made sense. But we're looking for the connections. That's it, and I'm like, well, eh. So it's another bad guy. Unless it's Albert Wesker heading the damn thing, I don't care. So we'll just have to see what happens with that. We'll see what happens. I don't even know if I run board wipes in this deck. I maybe don't, because it's a creature-based deck. But we'll see. This on here. No reason whatsoever. I'm going to mutate this Porcuparaton, because why not? Let me concede. Yay! That was great until he started killing all my creatures in my creature-based deck. That's a shame. Oh, we're out of room. Let's get more room. I think how much money Capcom got from the movies, it's the wrong ideas. So by that do you mean, are you meaning A, the animated films, B, the live action films, and then does that therefore mean that's the direction that they're heading in terms of story, and that's why it's going to be shit? Is that what we're aiming for? Live action ones, so yeah. I mean, I think I didn't get about the films in the end. I mean, obviously, I'm obliged to like the films. I didn't mind them, but I just accept them for what they were. Obviously, I hated when they just try to crowbar in all the extra characters like Barry and Leon and all that stuff. I hated that. That was fucking stupid. I don't know. Like, just the way it ended, it was like, oh, okay, that's done then. The only thing I can remember properly, like, the last film probably. Just because it was very underwhelming. Well, what I've heard a lot of people say is with the live action films, one's out of them, one's the best, and then it gets worse as it goes down. Which, yeah, I'd probably agree for the most part. Although for some reason I really hate 3 Extinction, but for some like it doesn't even feel logical at this point. It's just, eh. You're gonna. I was gonna counter it there. Yeah, that's true. Ugh. That's the thing, though, isn't it? It's like one is like inspired by Resident Evil.
This looks like a fun new toy.
Killed by a door. Just. I think I remember being in the cinemas for that. I was like, oh well, this is great. Absolutely fucking love this. No, I absolutely remember that. Because they just make him out to be a thug. Not even like some like high-ranking corporate person. Just like, yeah, fuck you, man. Makes me sad. I have lost this very hard. I hate Liliana. Because she's just really good. Animated films are really good though. I did enjoy the animated films. I think I've got them all. Should have them all. Wait, what? Wow. Bless me. That's one of the rare things where it would actually do better to be tied in a bit better. He actually got there. Oh, come on, man. Have I just lost this?
Oh my. I seem to have laid waste to your army. Oops.
I didn't know you said that. Fuck you, Liliana. You sexy person. Can I even come back from this? We're about to find out, kids. There we go over.
No, defeat. What a drag.
Oh, then he's gonna play all us. It'll be sad for all of us. Don't destroy. Destroy card.
I am Death's master.
I wish you'd shut up. These are humans, isn't actually useful to us. Let's play this out for no discernible reason.
Every problem has a solution.
Get rid of this. Oh, I just realized it's the wrong way around completely.
This experiment has shocking repercussions.
Yep. It didn't matter. Wait, what? have no idea what's going on anymore. Pardon me.
I know 88 ways to defeat Keep an Open Mind.
I'll play one more turn just to see what happens, but I'm pretty much done here. Hit mana, I guess.
I outsmarted you eons ago.
Hone your prowess.
I forgot that enchanted planeswalkers. Get me out of here! Nice. Love playing Magic, me. Next. This deck works sometimes, I promise. Don't know if it does against Jeskai though. Cool, we've got lands, we've got some ramp, and we've got some decent creatures. We get a scry. Oh. We don't really have stuff for this. I'm gonna bottom it for now. Might be the incorrect thing to do, but sod it. We will learn the hard way. Oh, that's what I was about to do. We're drawing a lot of big things, and I don't know if I'm happy about it.
Let me lead the charge into darkness.
Remove all counters. That would include loyalty counters. But nowhere near that actually being a thing for it still. Play a parrot. Could play a parrot. Let's play a parrot. So I've at least got something on the board. Please don't kill me.
Your light will cleave the darkness.
Nice. No, I don't need a bottom, do I? Go, Porky Parrot. Hit him in the face. Oh, I hate this card.
And no one is telling me what to do.
Prepare for battle!
No pressure.
As if she just snorted. Okay, wait, we'll block here. Because why not? Well, that sucks. Well, that's... I mean, it's going to be very obvious what I'm trying to do here, but whatever. I don't need to. I hope we find us doing this. Maybe we should have attacked challenge ripple. Whatevs, bruh. Let's hope this Jeskai deck doesn't have a counter spell.
Our actions determine the course of history.
Oh! I can't use my...
We'll make this look easy.
Fan dabby dozy. Yeah, sure, you could do that. I'll let you.
I will lend you my strength.
You're too kind. Come on.
Evil cannot withstand a righteous army.
Decisions.
Let's get toasty.
We're not doing very well. It makes me sad. Oh yeah, I forgot about them. I mean... what is the plan here? Just theoretically, next turn he could just fly in with this +1 Chandra and I'm just dead. So I'm gonna need to tap that down, really, aren't I? It's the same difference. Ah, Scott, man, you're so bad at magic. Unless we force him to kill something so I don't die. Yes, we attack Chandra, that's the only thing that kills us at the minute. He's forced to block and then we can't do the thing I was wanting him to do anyway. Want him to do? The thing he was gonna do. To kill me.
What? That's it? Well, that's spicy.
So now we're not dead this turn, on paper.
Oh,
Yeah.
looks like someone's getting a little sweaty.
Oh, Don't be doing stuff like this. Oh, come on. Yeah, I lost. I'm just gonna run away. Hate magic. Terrible game. About 2 more games and then we'll be into the next deck. Again, if you have followed the channel and you want to pick the next deck, because it hasn't been picked yet, you do exclamation mark decks, exclamation mark deck list, says it under my face. Exclamation mark deck list gives you the link to all of my decks. Whichever one you pick will be the next one. If nothing gets picked, we'll go random. This looks keepable. But I think he's gonna... Well, if he mills himself, then I might just get there in time. I should have maybe just played the field pasture to get my double green. Alright, yes, the symbiote does make very cute noises. I was mistaken. Nice. That costs 4 to do what I want to do. So. Let's just play it. Might just play it. No, we're not gonna play this time. Leveling Prowler, eh? He's absolutely got a counter spell in hand. So we're gonna go get our green anyway. So I think we cast this just because anything else is better in our hand. We think it's gonna counter it. Obviously he may just have a counter but not counter it. Cool. Either way, I'm happy with the results. There we go. Yep. Fun, fun, fun. What do I think about that? Nice. about to my hand again, isn't he? It's gonna make me a really sad person. Sure. Trying to work out if him bouncing stuff into my hand is actually much of a problem. I suppose this gives him more chance to find counter spells, which he will eventually use, but any time would be super cool. Sure, you may anticipate. See how that goes. Give us some options next time. Oh my god. I don't even know how I feel about this. Yep. This is not drawing more land either. I just need to keep drawing things. See if this gets counted, I guess. Mint. Okay. Come on! No, I'm not gonna block. is a rough game. He's got so much cards, so many cards in hand. Can you imagine if this resolved? Can you imagine? Okay, can you imagine if this didn't get bounced back to my hand? I hate mono blue. I hate it. I hate it so much. Are you funny that? Yay! Phenomenal. I'll go one more, and then we'll go for the next deck. Again, if anyone's in chat and you have followed the channel, you may choose the next deck if you like. If you don't know what deck to pick, exclamation mark deck list in the chat. I'll give you a link to all of my deck lists. If you don't pick one, we'll go random. Mulligan. Sure, it's got a Farfinder. It'll do. If you listen to it long enough, it sounds like something wet. Keep. We'll play a land tapped. Now play a Leyline Prowler instead, which I think I prefer. Especially early on. What's he gonna do? Cool. Whenever you discard a card, exile it from the graveyard. Cool. Oh, not cool. Okay, so you get it all back. We have a creature on the board. Who ya? Oh, got an itchy head. Oh. I wish the backgrounds in this were as interactive as Hearthstone. I would greatly much prefer it. This is worth it, right? Spending a minute to do that. Let's do it. So, just for the sake of explanation, I've also got some Balti mix, and you can't even see it at all from there. It's a Balti mix and corn nuts. I set them up to eat as I played, but then in doing the sound tests before I started, I very quickly realised they are so fucking loud when I chew them. So, if I mute my microphone, it's to numb on some of them, because I don't want to put anybody through having to listen to me chew them. So, you know. Let's. Don't really want to tap the creature. It's really good for attack. Let's attack. I know I just scryed, but don't really care. Oh god. We'll get another black for Casualties of War. That's a good card. Ooh, this is a good one. So this one has Vigilance, which is really nice, which is why it's quite a good card in the deck. Even though getting land early on's really good, but fuck that. You don't actually have much Vigilance in this deck. Do this first, they're clearly a very slow boiling deck, so I think we're safe to take our time. Okay. Then we do this. Nice. Yeah! That's how the deck's supposed to work. Brilliant. What a great last game. We're still changing decks though, because it's been time.